Season 2 of the Excel Podcast. I am your host, Jay. I want to first give a thanks for all the emails and all the texts and all the positive words and brilliant thoughts that you had given me. And, thanking me for saying the things that I've been saying. When in fact it's just me having a conversation with myself. So if you are tuning in for the first time, like I said, this is Excel Podcast. The original intent of this podcast was strictly for those dealing with illnesses, including myself. For those who don't know, I am currently still fighting the journey of liver cancer. Although we're almost there to ring that bell, it's about time. I'm feeling better. A lot of things are going good. I have a few setbacks every now and then, but things I'm experiencing with no chemo and nothing like that. But for the most part, slowly but surely I'm getting there. So I'd like to thank you for your wishes and your prayers, and I do the same in return to you. So, season 1, if you're just tuning in, season 1 was, like I said, was more about me, but I was just amazed at some of the things, or a lot of things that I went through that a lot of other people were going through. So it turned more into, like I said, a conversation with myself. And I never like to offend anybody, so I would just automatically say myself. Now, along my journey, I've met some great people, and we share a lot of things. So a lot of things that I say, I do get from other people as well who are going through the journey. I see, it became from going through cancer, and I've been meeting people with other illnesses. So it went from one thing to another. From one illness to another to other thoughts. I would say that. So if you're just tuning in, how I do this, because I like the originality of this, I do this in a one take viewing or one tape recording. I don't change anything. You may hear me say something. I may forget a word. I may repeat something double times, 2 times, 3 times. I don't know. But I like the originality of it. So for now, I'm going to keep doing it this way. One time. Straight from the head. Sometimes I write down stuff, but I only do it in one recording. I don't want this to be rehearsed. I don't want it to be scripted. But maybe now that I'm bringing more people on here, it may be a little bit more different. But you just see me on here by myself, just know this is not scripted. So whether you are looking at me on YouTube or Spotify, thank you again, Spotify, for giving me season 2. Thank you for all the prestige, the I guess you can say banners you gave me, and just all the positive emails and telling me it's time to go for season 2. So thank you, Spotify. So like I said, on YouTube, you just seeing me. Spotify, you just hear me. So there you go. All right. So season 2 is going to be a little bit different than season 1. Season 1 was more about, how, treatments were going and things that I were doing. This season is going to be more, like I said, I'm going to bring people on here who share the same, maybe not the same journey, but go through the same things I go through. Because what I'm noticing is, I've been seeing this a lot lately. I'm a person, I read the room a lot. I've been noticing a lot of depression, a lot of grief, things that I can relate to. So one episode you will have a grief counselor on here. I can't wait to do that one. That's going to be good. So this season is gonna be more of just unpacking things that we unpacked already. Like I said, this is just a conversation with myself, from me to you. So if I am never trying to offend you, I'm just always talking about myself. So like I said, it's just funny how a lot of people relate to me. That's just funny how the world works, right? So exhale. How did I come with the name exhale? Exhale. Whenever you're going through something negative, or positive thought, that next breath that you take and let out is a gas, whether you know it or not. It's an exhale. And the exhale can be however long you need it to be. It can be as many times as you need it to be. It's your exhale. So that's how I came with the name of that, exhale. So I want to first start this off with, I've been seeing, and very close to me, 3 people hit home and that have passed away here very recently, and the last one being yesterday. Really hit home, like very close. So I don't want to say names, but they truly will be missed. They truly will be missed. And 2 out of the 3 were going through the same thing I was going through. One of the 3, I can't confirm because I don't want to pick up the phone, but I have the strangest feeling because she hasn't returned any calls or texts for a long time, and we were in the same group and she was always responsive, but I also know what she was going through too. Like I said, the last one is of today. I mean, as of yesterday. Very close people that I know. And I send my prayers and my condolences to their families. Illness has no eyes. It'll hit whomever, whenever. You just never know. And a lot of people withhold their illness from people because they don't want to, seem like they are odd. Because when you tell somebody that you're going through something, a lot of people treat you differently. A lot of people treat you differently. They feel sorry for you. They abandon you. They leave you. And, if you are the person who is going through that, of course you receive that differently. So I understand that. I understand it. Something that I know, not something that I heard. I know from firsthand experience. And it's okay. So I wanted to first start out by saying, my condolences to those who are really close to me in my circle who have passed away. And then it just makes you think. And then on top of that, I see a lot of people who I know dealing with, that are grieving. Man, I know about that. Grieving has no time frame. Did you know that you can grieve and then find something else to grieve over? Going through your original grief period, and it just keeps on stacking on top of each other. What do I mean? So let's say I'm a person who harbors a lot. People see you and people assume what they see, not what they know, right? So let's say if I'm grieving over whatever I'm grieving over, and I'll go into detail. So for me, I've lost a lot of close family members in a real close amount of time over cancer, and I never processed it. You know, my family I'm in a different state in my family. Matter of fact, I'm the only person here in my family. For years, I've always been gone. So I've never processed those deaths. And my mother's death was the last one that really took me over. It still feels like yesterday for all of those deaths. You know, I started going to therapy, and then I stopped. Now I'm going back. Grieving would have you grieve over something else, and then something else hits you, and you add that on top of what else you're grieving. So I call it a compact grieving. You can grieve over 5 different things at one time. This is where the part I say people play a part in your life, because people will do you anyway. So let's just say you're having a bad day. I'll put it to you like this. Just say you're having a bad day, and then someone else comes in and makes your day even. I don't want to say better than it was originally, or having a bad moment. I won't say a bad day. Say you're having a bad moment. Something else adds to your bad moment. Now you're trying to process each one of those bad moments that you have. So that's why I say you can compact your grieving. Grieving turns into depression. I was trying to explain what depression is like if you have never been diagnosed with depression, or if you've never been through depression. To me, depression is wanting to go home, but you're already at home. Depression to keep you away from people. It's safer that way. And what I mean is safer that way, you don't have to deal with anybody, or you don't have to have any more added things to whatever you're grieving over or depressed over from. So it's safer to isolate yourself. But other things come from that too. Loneliness comes from that. But I think loneliness, the word loneliness, that's a positive thing, because you've recognized something. See, and loneliness comes from something that you have thought. Usually if you feel lonely, you've had something that you just thought about and you feel lonely, or you saw something and you feel that space. But depression brings a lot of other different things. So when you grieve and you depress, you're going through depression, then you forgiveness. And that's probably the hardest out of all those 3 I said. Like, do you really forgive? How do you forgive? Like, forgiving means you forgive totally. Not forgiving, saying, you know, what's the old saying? I forgive, but I never forget. You never ever have forgave. So when you say I forgive and I haven't forgot, but I won't forget. I forgive you, but I won't forget. You truly never have forgiven, because you should be able to just totally be even. That's if you forgive whomever did whatever to you. But what if you are the person who is causing the pain or the depression or the grief? Do you apologize to the people that you hurt? Or do you just let it go on and be like, oh, you go your way and leave that person, what you dumped on them? Do you leave it as is? See, it kind of goes two ways. So it's the person who is getting whatever done to them, and it's the person who is doing the pain. And I think that's a form of depression too, because the things you put on somebody and you don't apologize, whether they accept it or not, do you just leave them like they are and you just carry on? So forgiveness may be the hardest out of the three. But as I stated earlier, I will be bringing a grieving counselor on here, so we can really, really break some things down with grieving. Now, I've been, like I said, it's been a few years that I've been going through what I've been going through. And it has caused me to do a lot of different things. I've shifted. I don't do the same things I do. I mean, things just are not the same for me. Now, could I go out here and do those things? Absolutely. I just don't want to. I know it comes with it. It's a process. If you're really, really, truly going through it, you seek help. Seek help. Like I said, I have another therapist. I switched my therapist. And that's cool if you do that. Because, you may feel like you outgrown a therapist, or you may feel like you don't connect with that therapist. It's your right to switch your therapist. But on the other hand, I also get amazed when you tell somebody you're going to therapy and they look at you like you're funny. Like, and as far as my community, the black community, we didn't have any therapy. Only therapy we had coming up was you walk your ass around the corner and come on back, go cry out and come on back. We didn't have no therapy. We didn't have no mental health back then. That's the only mental health we had. Go walk your ass around the corner and come back straight. And to say that you were going to therapy, people thought you were crazy. And we still carry those things, because I get amazed when I do say I go to therapy, because I don't say it a lot. Just by the looks that I get. I know that look. But I think that people want you to always just want you to stay in the messed up position that you're in. They don't know that that's helping you. Now, also, when you're going through your therapy, you also got to do the work too. Now, you gotta work on what you say. And that's the hardest part. You got to work on what you're asking for too. Yeah. So if you're really going through depression and like I said, it's different forms of it: loneliness, separation, anxiety. Some is suicidal. Never went through that part. My depression has always been I've separated and stayed in my corner, because it's easier that way. I don't have to explain. Get tired of explaining. You get tired of talking. And you know when you're going through your process, because I can see things happening. Meaning, I can see stuff a mile away. And for the most part, when I see it, I walk away from it, or I stay away from it. Like I just don't have the energy, right? So a lot of people don't have the energy to go through whatever they go through again. They don't have time for outside interference, and that's okay. So grieving, forgiveness, and depression. So unless the next episode you hear, you will fully start getting things unpacked with that. But I'm thankful for all of that. Like I said, I'm thankful for this journey that I'm going through, because a lot of things that I'm going through now or doing now, I probably never would have done if I wasn't going through it. Met some awesome people, meet some awesome people. I'm doing some awesome things. Like I said, I don't take myself seriously. So when people, I read your emails, I read your texts, and I like, man, and people call those gifts. What is your gift? Like, your gift is probably that weird thing that you do that you ignore. That's probably your gift. Like, people say you have the gift of gab. That's a gift, but you think it's weird. So the weird thing that you probably do, that you do really, really well, that you don't want to do, that's probably your gift. Do it. Somebody needs your gift. We need your gift. And you never know. And all it takes is one person. If you help one person, you have done your job. Or you give one person a ray of life, your gift has been rewarded. But I'll also tell you something about your gift. If you don't use your gift, it'll get taken away from you. And get that gift here. If you don't use your gift after a while, it'll get taken away from you. Use your gifts. They're yours. So like I said, it's probably that funny thing that you do, or the weird thing that you do that you consider weird. It's probably your gift. I want to go back into the grieving for a minute. I know I get so many messages about things that people are going through. And a lot of times I see it and I read it and I don't say nothing right out the bat. I process it. Like, I'm the type of person, if you told me, I have a lot of empathy. And I know that is one of my gifts. Like, if you tell me your mom just passed, I feel it 10 times. Because I know everything that's coming next. Or if I sense somebody is about to pass from you, I feel it. I might not say anything. So I believe that's one of my gifts now. Is that the gift that I want? Never thought of it like that, but I get it all the time. So a lot of times when I hear stuff or I see stuff, I won't say anything off the break because I've learned not to say anything off the break because I don't think sometimes I'm supposed to tell you. But then eventually I'll say something to you, and then I'll explain why I didn't say anything to you afterwards. So my gift is empathy. I am a facilitator. I am a protector. I am a servant. I know all these things about me, about myself. And the word servant doesn't bother me. Servant meaning I am going to please you more than myself. I have a saying that I say, family. The word family. Forget about me, I love you. I always say that. If you ever talk to me, you ask me how I'm doing, I'll say no complaining. I'm glad to hear from you. So when people say thank you for doing things, I say forget about me, I love you. Right? That's my empathy. I am very, very good at listening and helping. I've been doing it all my life, being in the military, being in the line of business I'm in, being a coach, being a mentor. All those things, I'm very, very well trained. And not to judge. So if you have reached out to me and I haven't responded, I will. And then I've been getting that too, that I need to respond. It's been coming to me, I need to respond. I don't want to leave you out there, especially if you trust in me to tell me something. Whatever you tell me is between us. I don't tell anybody else. So I'm going to get better at that. That's one of my goals. Depression, and especially a lot of depression is, I'm seeing it from people who have passed in your family, or if it's not people who has passed, it's things that people have done to you and just left you hanging. Like I said, are you the person receiving it, or are you the person that is giving it? And if you are giving it, do you go back and try to correct it at some point? Don't go run and hide. Go back and fix it. As they say, be a man about it. So it's two types, and a lot of people put their negative energy on to you because they have negative energy. Like they say, hurt people. But eventually, if you are the one doing the hurting, you have to seek help. Stop in and seek help. So season 2, episode 1 was just a little intro into what is coming. Like I said, I have a grief counselor coming. I have a few other people who is coming on to share their testimony and just things that they have went through. And hopefully it helps somebody else. I'm excited about this one. I am. Not just for me, because I want people to be heard. People don't be heard. People always, if you talk to somebody, people don't listen. But I want these people to be heard. So we'll start coming on every Tuesday evening. I'll upload this Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning. It'll be on. Like I said, season 2 of Excel Podcast is just unpacking more of what we already packed in season 1. Like I said, I am grateful for you even listening to me. If you listen this far, I want to thank you. But it's just a conversation with myself. If there's anything you ever, you want to ask me or you want me to cover, send an email, send questions. I answer those. I'll normally speak about them in the next episode, or as you say, the next taping. I want to end this by saying again, tell somebody that you love them. If you love them. Whether you call, text, video call, make sure you tell the person that you love them. Because tomorrow might be too late. And when it's too late, it's too late. You don't want to go through that. You don't want to go through the fact you should have said, I should have said, or I should have done. It'll eat at you for the rest of your life. And I'm telling you something that I know and not what I heard. So there's always so many different ways you can communicate now. If you love somebody, tell them you love them. Text them, call them, video call them, send a message in the sky. I don't know. 2 different ways you can do that, but make sure you tell them. Like I said, because if you mess around, what we may seem to think is 5 minutes could be years down the road. Tell them that you love them. And regardless if they tell you back or not, you tell them. Because moving forward is not about the people who you left behind. It's about your next journey. As I said before, it's not about the people moving forward. It's not about the people who you left behind. It's about you moving forward. And what are you going to do? But in the words of the great Biggie Smalls, and I'm talking about the movie Biggie Smalls, I'm not talking about the rapper Biggie Smalls. I'd like to thank you, brothers and sisters, for a lovely evening tonight. Never have so few, gave so much to so many. If you know, you know. I appreciate y'all. Season 2, Excel Podcast. I can't wait, y'all. Catch y'all in traffic next time. God bless. Peace.